Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit from CynicalBrit.com and the YouTube channel Total Halibut, and I am here with Neocore Games. We're going to be having a look at King Arthur 2 and the brand new battle demo that you've got out for this game.
Yeah, exactly. And I would begin with the story of the game.
Okay.
In King Arthur 2, the story of King Arthur 2 begins when Queen Morgause, the Witch Queen of the Orkney Islands, brings back the ancient tribes of the Fomorians to this world. And the Fomorians are demon-like creatures from the dawn of creation who were banished a long time ago, but now they return with the help of Queen Morgause. She also sends a knight to kill King Arthur, and in this attempt, King Arthur, who is you actually in the game, so King Arthur suffers a magical wound that will never heal. And the Holy Grail is broken into pieces, and thanks to the Fomorian invasion, your Knights of the Round Table turned against each other, or they fight alone in the darkness for survival. Right. And in King Arthur 2, you will have to find a cure for yourself and for Britannia during your adventures. Okay. So on the campaign map, we kept the locations on the map, and you can also upgrade them now. We have a twice as big campaign map now as it was in the first game, so now you can explore everything in Britannia from Cornwall to the far up north, including today's Scotland. And you will go on quests, take on adventures. They will be still written quests from the first game, the questing.
So, yeah, we actually do get the text adventuring from the first game. Yep, those of you who don't know, and shame on you if you don't, the first King Arthur game did actually feature a questing system which it was multiple choice. It was kind of along the lines of a text adventure. And, of course, there were RPG elements in there as well. I believe it was actually billed as the RPG Wargame, wasn't it, if I recall correctly?
Yeah, it's a role-playing wargame.
Yeah, role-playing wargame. So we're going to be having a look at this battle right here, which is already looking a little bit threatening. There's some dragons in the air and all sorts of different creatures.
Yeah, so this is your army, and you will have different types of units, like heavy infantry, archers, and of course monster units, and cavalry, and so forth. And we also kept the locations from the first game, but now they have a different role, because now they will grant you a global bonus that you can use anywhere in the map.
Oh, that's nice.
So now you can concentrate more on choosing the right tactics in the battles. Okay. And I will finish the deploy phase. And of course you can see that the dragons now are flying in the air, so we have a new level. We have introduced a new level to the game, and you can attack a flying creature with your flying creatures, and with magic, of course, because magic is a fundamental element of the game. Okay. And you can also attack a flying monster with if they are attacking your ground units, then they can retaliate, of course. But in some cases, such as the dragons, as they breathe fire, of course, they don't go down, so so the ground units won't be able to retaliate. So that is the enemy army. They also have flying monsters, of course. So there will be a duel between the flying creatures, but of course, in the meantime, the archers will fire. We have a new magic resistance and spellcasting system introduced to the sequel. Okay. So these two bars represent the magic resistance of the two armies. Okay. And we have different levels of resistance: low level, normal, high, and very high. Yeah. So if your resistance is above normal, then only spells that hit above the normal will be able to get through. Okay. The other spells will only lower the resistance. And there are some spells that were specially designed to lower the resistance, like the Shield Breaker Charm. Yeah. So if I cast it, then it will lower the enemy resistance, and now they got below normal, so I will be able to use other spells that have a spell penetration of normal, like that one. Okay. And we have also introduced the casting time. That means that the most powerful spells now take time to to get an effect.
Okay.
First of all, that means that you will have to aim carefully, because if the enemy is in the move...
So you have to lead the target. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And it also has a tactical role, because that makes it possible that you can interrupt the enemy sage when he is casting a devastating spell.
Yep.
So let's give them a flame wall. See how they like it. So it is a spell that has a casting time.
Right. It's
so
a fairly lengthy one as well. It's good 10 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you will have to aim really carefully.
Yeah.
And now they didn't interrupt me, so they will burn.
Yep, and they're going down quite rapidly.
Yeah.
Would you say that the sequel has more focus on magic than the original?
Yes. Well, the original had a strong focus on magic as well, but now it's more tactical, because you can defend yourself against powerful enemy magic. So
yeah, that was actually something I noticed from the first game. Is like at the start it was a little bit slow because of the lack of magic, but once you started getting into the end game, it was spells going off all over the place, and it's nice to see some balance to that. That's a very good thing indeed.
So let's just... Normally I will wait till the archers finish their duel. But now, of course, we don't have time for that. So I will just go straight to the enemy.
Okay.
And you can also change the weather conditions, because, of course, this demonic weather has disadvantages for your troops. Yep. So, for example, if I cast a sunshine spell, then that will improve my statistics.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. And the enemy hero is now casting a spell. And
you get a warning.
Yeah,
okay.
And if I click on it, then the camera will be centered there. And this icon also shows that this hero is casting the spell. So I will have to interrupt him. We have some spells that take an instant effect, so they don't have a casting time. But these are just tactical spells. They don't do too much damage. So they are mainly just they only have a tactical role, for example, to interrupt the enemy hero when he's casting a spell. What did I do? Sorry. Yeah, it was all clicked on, so...
Oh, well.
Yeah, that was the only spell I could use from that.
Well, it looks like you're eating that spell then, by the looks of it.
What?
It looks like you're going to be eating that spell then, by the looks of it, that's coming in.
Yeah, the problem was that all of my troops were highlighted, so not only the hero was selected.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but of course you have ways to interrupt hero, but we're too far yet to interrupt him by hitting them. Yeah. So...
Looks like the graphical detail has been upgraded since the previous version, particularly the shadows there on the trees are actually quite impressive. Yeah,
and we have a brand new engine for the game, so it was built up from nothing. So we have a completely new engine for this game.
Yeah, it's quite challenging to create something that accurately simulates these very large battles and actually looks good as well. And the previous game did a pretty good job of that, considering. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this one turns out to be.
Yeah, they froze my units and they cast a lightning bolt, because the other locations granted them a lightning bolt spell.
Ah, okay. Definitely something you want to try and get rid of.
So, another lightning bolt, great.
They do not like you today.
Yeah, so now my archers are in range, so we can attack them. So, of course, dragons can deal very high damages, but they can only attack one unit at a time.
Right.
So if they got attacked with, for example, by the Screech, who have a unit count of 40, then they can bring down the dragon, because the dragon can only bite one of them at a time. So,
whoa, that's...
Yeah.
That is... nasty. Wow. They are not screwing around at all.
Yeah.
It's always nice as well to see it's really as an obvious comparison, and a lot of people made it with the original game that said this is quite like Total War, only it's Total War with magic, it's Total War with fantasy and things like that. And looks like with the addition of these big dragons and things like that, you've sort of dialed up the fantasy an awful lot. And I assume we can expect a lot of very unusual units in this game.
Yes.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear.
So the sunshine spell is over. So now we got back our good old demonic weather.
It actually looks like what I left in Britain a couple of days ago, oddly enough. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, so enemy is casting another spell.
Okay.
Or not. Where is he? No. He got interrupted because I attacked him. Oh my god, I wanted to show you the interrupting by the by a spell, but it seems that I was too fast to get them.
Does the AI tend to interrupt you as well, or is that something only the player can do?
Yes, the AI will be able to interrupt you as well, but the game is now between the alpha and beta stage, so it will only be released early next year.
Okay. Well, that's that question asked and answered then, so that's good.
So mainly that is the battle. And
now, one of the things that the original had, especially when you started adding DLC, was an awful lot of loot. I assume that you've added plenty of loot to King Arthur 2 as well, and that actually plays a big role in the game?
The artifacts, you mean? Yeah, you can collect artifacts now as well. And you can also forge new artifacts from...
Nice.
From your collected items. I can show you the campaign map as well, just for a brief overview. And so the campaign map is very, very far from final yet.
Yeah, of course.
And it will be twice as big as it was in the first game, as I said. And we kept a morality chart, so every decision you make will determine your faith and your morality. Yeah,
that was a very popular element of the first game. A lot of people liked that one, as far as I could tell.
So that is our campaign map now. It will look like this. This is Hadrian's Wall. And what you see now is just Middle Britannia, so it will be only a part of the final campaign map.
Okay.
And as I said, we kept the quest as well, and now we implemented diplomacy into the main game as well, because in King Arthur 1, you were able to establish diplomatic relations, but only in the expansions. Now we also added this feature to the base game.
Just from the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as I said, you can forge new artifacts, and there will be, as you can see, there are many locations on the map.
Okay.
And these locations will be, some of them will be upgradable, not just the strongholds, but the smaller locations as well.
Right.
And some locations will be used as a general inventory where you can lay down and store your artifacts.
Right.
And there will be several of these locations on the map.
Okay.
So you lay down your artifacts in one location, and another hero at another location of that type can
actually pick it up. Okay.
Yes, it was a necessary feature to add because the campaign map is
so
a lot
large,
bigger
I assume.
now. So we didn't want the player to travel around aimlessly just to exchange artifacts.
Totally understandable.
Yes. And this is the artifact forge. Where you can forge a new artifact from 3 older ones.
Okay.
One will determine the type of the artifact.
Right.
And the other 2 will determine the primary and the secondary bonus you will able to
so
get.
It's not going to be randomized or anything like that?
It will be randomized.
Okay.
So, yeah, I didn't say it right. So
no
the primary and the secondary most probably.
Right. Okay.
So it will be randomized.
You can load the dice, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So these 2 bonuses that you get from these two slots will appear on the new item with a better chance.
Okay.
So it's randomized, but you can influence the outcome.
Right.
And you can also sacrifice the artifacts for experience points, or you can trade them for gold.
Nice.
And of course, you can still capture new provinces, conquer territories, and hire new units. We also have a research tree, so you will also do some researches.
Right.
And we also kept the morality chart.
Yep.
It's not final yet, of course. As I said, it's not a final build.
Yep. But looks fairly similar to the first one.
Basically, the idea is the same, only the content will be changed.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Of course. So every decision you make will determine what bonuses and units you will get access to during your campaign.
Yep.
And what future quests you can take on as well.
Okay. Fantastic. Right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a look at King Arthur 2 from Neocore Games, which we are expecting next year, I believe.
Early next year.
Early next year, and hopefully looking forward to a beta at some point in the not-too-distant future. Thank you very much. Much appreciated, and best of luck with the game.
Thank you.